They're known as Kenya's first family. But behind the headlines, the power, and the presidential history lies a world many Kenyans have never seen. A world of vast land empires, hidden business alliances, elite education, and media control, all wrapped in decades of strategy and influence. This isn't just a political family. It's a dynasty, carefully built, generation after generation. Here are 10 shocking facts you probably didn't know about the Kenyatta family. Let's count them down. Fact number 10: the land empire. Over 500,000 acres. Let's start with what's probably the most well-guarded open secret in Kenya: land. The Kenyatta family is believed to own over 500,000 acres of land across Kenya, making them one of the largest private landowners in Africa. From Laikipia's expansive ranches, to Kiambu's prime agricultural land, and even coastal estates in Taita Taveta and Mombasa, their footprint is staggering. Much of this land was acquired during the early post-independence period, when Jomo Kenyatta, Kenya's first president, facilitated redistribution of former colonial territories. And while landless Kenyans waited for allocation, the Kenyatta family quietly accumulated acres worth billions. To put it into perspective, the family owns more land than the entire size of Mombasa County. This isn't just ownership, it's economic power and generational control. Fact number 9: groomed for power from his teenage years. Uhuru Kenyatta wasn't just a lucky politician, he was groomed for leadership since his early teens. While most kids were figuring out life, Uhuru was attending the elite St. Mary's School, brushing shoulders with children of diplomats and foreign leaders. He was later shipped off to the United States to study political science and economics at Amherst College, a strategic move by the family to prepare him for statecraft. According to insiders, Jomo Kenyatta made it clear that Uhuru would one day carry the family legacy. Every school, every handshake, every boardroom, all part of the grooming. By the time he returned home, Uhuru was already sitting on major boards, and shortly after, was thrust into politics in the late 1990s. This wasn't coincidence, it was a well-calculated generational transfer of influence. Fact number 8: the Kenyatta family milk business. Brookside Dairy. You've probably had milk, yogurt, or butter from Brookside. But did you know it's owned by the Kenyatta family? Brookside Dairy started as a small milk processing plant in the 1990s, and it's now one of the biggest dairy companies in East Africa, processing over 1 million liters of milk every day. They supply to Uganda, Tanzania, Egypt, and even the Middle East. And here's the kicker: Brookside controls over 45% of Kenya's dairy market. For many Kenyan farmers, Brookside is the only buyer. That means the Kenyattas don't just control land, they control the food system. And they didn't do it alone, which brings us to the next shocker. Fact number 7: silent business empires with foreign billionaires. Few people know this, but the Kenyatta family has quietly built business empires with foreign billionaires. In 2014, French multinational Danone bought a 40% stake in Brookside, making the family partners with one of the world's largest dairy conglomerates. They also have connections with companies from Dubai, France, the UK, and beyond, often under holding companies and subsidiaries. Why does this matter? It means the Kenyattas don't just play local politics. They operate in the global economic elite, sitting at tables with investors whose portfolios stretch across Europe, Asia, and Africa. And all of it, mostly out of the media spotlight. Fact number 6: they own one of Kenya's elite international schools. Education is another pillar of the Kenyatta empire. The family owns Peponi School, an ultra-exclusive international school in Ruiru. Tuition? Anywhere from KSH 700,000 to KSH 1 million per term. Student body? Mostly diplomatic families, CEOs, and children of Kenya's political elite. Peponi follows a British curriculum and prides itself on producing future leaders, just like how Uhuru was educated. The idea? Keep the next generation of the elite close, educated together, and loyal. It's not just about schooling. It's about securing the future. Fact number 5: Media power. Behind the curtain. When it comes to controlling narratives, the Kenyatas don't rely on press conferences. They own media muscle, and it's been building for decades. Through MediaMax Limited, the family controls K24 TV, Kameme FM, and a host of print and digital platforms. But that's just the surface. Insiders say they have indirect influence over editorial policies, advertising budgets, and even journalist careers, in both private and state media. From shaping public opinion to shielding scandals, media has always been a silent weapon of the dynasty. Fact number 4: Their Gatundu mansion is a presidential fortress. You may have seen it in the news, a sprawling countryside home in Gatundu, South Kiambu County. But don't be fooled, this isn't your typical rural home. The Kenyatta mansion in Gatundu is said to have underground bunkers, 24/7 security surveillance, and even helicopter access. It's both a family retreat and a private power center. For a family deeply tied to Kenya's post-colonial history, it's symbolic. It's where strategy is crafted, where power meets tradition. Think of it as Kenya's version of Hyannisport, the Kennedy compound in the U.S. Fact number 3: The family owns a bank, Commercial Bank of Africa, now NCBA. Another shocker, until recently, the Kenyatas were major shareholders in Commercial Bank of Africa, CBA. In 2019, CBA merged with NIC Bank to form NCBA Group, one of Kenya's largest financial institutions. While they reduced their public stake, the family still holds significant influence in boardrooms and financial circles. This means the family has had influence over banking, lending, and digital platforms like M-Shwari. Imagine controlling the money flow for millions of Kenyans. That's not just business, that's economic policy by proxy. Fact number 2: Deep political ties that go beyond elections. Even when not on the ballot, the Kenyatas are always in the game. Whether it's through board appointments, foreign envoys, or quiet backroom meetings, their network runs through the judiciary, parliament, corporate boards, and foreign embassies. Uhuru may be retired, but the family's influence is far from gone. They've built a parallel system, one where power moves quietly, but effectively. Fact number 1: The Kenyatas plan in generations, not election cycles. And the most shocking fact of all? The Kenyatas think in generations, not election cycles. Every business, every school, every land acquisition is part of a long-term dynasty plan. They aren't playing for 2027. They're playing for 2077, ensuring their name, legacy, and power remain intact long after presidents come and go. That's how dynasties work, silently, strategically, and with a patience few can afford. So there you have it, 10 shocking facts about the Kenyatta family. Landowners, media moguls, bankers, educators, global investors. Their story isn't just about politics. It's about generational strategy, legacy, and power. Which fact surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments, subscribe to the Kenyan Star, and don't forget to share this video with a friend who thinks they know everything about Kenyan politics. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.